Taylor's High School Stars of the Week. We got Tom Cole, Terry Crosby, and Steve Taylor. We got some amazing lady basketball players, and we got some pin busters coming at you. Take it away, guys.
Thanks a lot for the great introduction, Nick. You can tell we're a little rusty. We've been off for a little bit. Took Nick about 20 takes to get that one down. But hey, we're back. We're ready to go. Winter sports. We had a little break between fall and winter, but man, we are back at it. Basketball's in full swing. We know there's all sorts of winter sports that are happening. So we have got a outstanding female basketball player coming out of Toledo Christian that we're going to start the show off with. A freshman, no doubt. We've talked about her big sister a few times, but now we're going to go to this freshman with a double-double coming up in the first episode. So, Tom, tell us this remarkable story.
Well, you're right, boss. Mackenzie Royal Davis, and if that name sounds familiar on the Steve Taylor High School Stars, Mackenzie had a great game against Medina, 19 points, 12 rebounds, and it was sister power. Her older sister, how many times was she a Steve Taylor High School star?
At least 4 or 5 times.
A scoring machine.
Right.
So the youngster as a freshman is making a name for herself, and there's going to be another whole group of Mackenzie being the Steve Taylor High School star.
I think I see it in the future, right? Maybe a few more times on the show.
Yes.
Terry, you know a little bit about throwing up some numbers like that, double-doubles back in the day?
Well, you know what, boss? I'm really impressed with Mackenzie. As a freshman, if you could walk into any high school sport and start on that starting five lineup, and not only start, she had a double-double, 19 points, 12 rebounds, boss. So, hey, yeah, that is not easy. So, obviously, they had plenty of competition in the playgrounds and the driveways and all that.
Probably challenging their older sisters, too.
I was going to say, what are the driveway games? What are those like?
Hey, well, we're going to switch things up. This is a new one. This is unbelievable. We've got a couple of bowlers that, is this right? 300 games?
They each bowled a 300 game, I think it was within a week for Napoleon High School.
Now, I don't know about you guys. I'm not much of a bowler.
Cross says he can roll them. I don't know.
I'm pretty good, boss. I average about like 175.
Really?
Yes.
Because I was going to say collectively, I don't think the three of us could get to 300. Well, still, I don't know if we get there because I'm not sure if I can break 100.
No, you and I together wouldn't get 200. No, the bowling is. People don't understand, it's athletic.
Yes.
You have to have steps, you have to have form, you have to have a certain rhythm to it, the certain release point.
For sure.
And then they hone it down to how much wax is on the floorboard and how much it slides, and what kind of oil they put on the floorboard has something to do with how the ball moves. And I mean, they're athletes.
Talk about the spin too, like the form. And, you see, you got to wear those wrist deals. You got to have some strength there to be able to toss that ball down the lane with some speed. So
I think one thing that really helped me, my parents bowled when I was younger.
Did they really?
Yes, so I had to go with them.
Yeah.
And I learned at a very early age, but I absolutely love bowling.
Well, you guys know this. Toledo used to be the bowling capital of the United States.
Oh, wow.
Right here in Toledo. Wide World of Sports, ABC was here. Yep. They would come and do the big bowling tournaments, Chris Schenkel and all those guys. I mean, Toledo was the bowling capital.
Right.
Wow.
Well, bowling a 300 game is something that, people that bowl, that's up there, and in the sports world, no hitters.
Right.
Talk about, things that are feats that people try their whole lives to do. And we have 3 kids that did it back to back.
And the cool thing, Steve and Terry, is they asked them when they got to if you can imagine, because that's the epitome for you in that sport, right? So they got to the line and they knew they just had to bowl one more strike and they've got the elusive 300.
Right.
What was it like? And one young man said, my heart started beating really hard. Then another young man said, I couldn't catch my breath. You understand.
So it was all their first time.
Yeah.
And what are their names again? We want to make sure we give them credit.
Ashton Kissling, Elijah Wolf, and Jacob Hall. You guys deserve
amazing.
Steve Taylor kudos. You were great.
And they're all out of Napoleon High School?
Napoleon.
Hey, well, let's go back to the hard court. We're going to go back to some lady basketball.
Yeah.
We've got some more talent that we want to recognize, and this one's coming out of Notre Dame. Tell us the story here.
The 2 young ladies from Notre Dame, which again, this is so cool, guys, that we have these repeats of Steve Taylor stars. Grace Van Sluten had been a star a number of times for us last year. And now Allie Ray, they both scored 18 points apiece. Now, Cross knows in a high school girls basketball game, because they go fast, time runs pretty quick. The officials don't call as many fouls. They move the clock, and to get 18 and 18 in a game for Notre Dame was a big win for them.
That's big. That was a win over Medina.
Yeah.
Right? 56.
And you got two girls in high school scoring 18 points a game. They're going to be tough to beat throughout the season.
Well, we know Notre Dame, right? I mean, every year.
Every year.
Like they're in there.
If you have two people in basketball, that really makes a difference.
For sure. No doubt about it.
They're going to have a great season this year.
Be on the lookout for Notre Dame Eagles, right? Making some noise. And we're going to stick with the basketball. We're going over to Northview High School, though. We've got Casey Bumauer over there.
Yeah, and I wanted to put this one because Casey played an all-around ball game. We always talk about points. I mean, that's what everybody does. Sure. But she played an all-around game to contribute to her team's win, and it was I shouldn't say only 9 points. 9 points is a good game, but she had all the other things and did all the other fundamental things that you need to do to win. So she played a great floor game, got the 9 points, and Cross, they've got a really good team. I think they're undefeated.
Yes, they're 5-0 in the NLL. And to your point, Tom, it's not in the game of basketball. People always recognize those who score the points.
Right.
But it's the little subtle things like the rebounds, the defense, the steals, the assists that creates a winning team. So we have to give credit.
But a lot of scorers, hey, I got 37. And how many did the guy get you were guarding? Well, they got 36. So, they're not helping as much as you're thinking they're helping.
And everybody has to play their role.
Yes.
Okay, so you got a scorer on the team, and then, like yourself, Walsh, you're the rebounder and the defender. But all of that is a part of important chemistry of the team.
Right. Cross, I can see Boss throwing the high elbow. I can see that one.
Elbows were good until they came to me. I got one in the nose. My nose a little sideways from that one, broke my nose. So you got to know your role. I want don't shoot the three. Don't shoot the three.
Yeah, no, I could. No, me either.
Did you ever shoot a three, Boss?
Not in the game.
Okay. You don't want to sit next to the coach.
No way. Hey, everybody. Hope you had some fun. We're back at it. Steve Taylor's High School Stars of the Week. Hope you enjoyed this segment. Sorry for the little bit of time off, but we enjoyed some time with our families over the holidays. Took a little bit to get back in the swing of things, but we're back ready to recognize local high school athletes that are making a difference on the court, in the classroom, and in the community. So if you know anybody, please feel free to shoot out a message to myself, Tom, Terry, any one of us here at the dealership. We'd love to recognize local talent. There's so much of it here in Northwest Ohio. As always, big shout out to Marco's Pizza helping us out, giving all of our stars a large pizza. Tom, New Year's resolution, one word, pizza.
Discipline. Discipline.
Oh, shoot. All right. Hey, well, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you all next week. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Thank you.